Merle. She's my amazing host here this evening with me. And Merle started her life out as a high school teacher and counselor, and then moved into corporate. And for the last 25 years has been working as a life alignment therapist and a teacher. And in 2014, she added low-carb nutrition coaching to her practice and since has co-authored a book on the back onto track. Merle is married to Des, and she has a son in matric, which in South Africa is the last year of school. And I know her family and time with her son and all of his sports activities is a huge part of her life, as well as corporate. So a massive passion in people and uplifting others. So her alignment in her corporate world, her family world, and also just in her pure nature and her heart, it fits in so magnificently into what we're here to speak to you about this evening. So I'm going to hand you over to Merle, and I'll catch up with you all a bit later.
Thanks, Tim. Let me start off and introduce Tim before we get going. So Tim Wagner, for the past 15 years, Tim has worked really hard at being able to run his own business. So he ran a part-time business alongside his corporate, which was in the hospitality industry. But just over 4 years ago, Tim managed to fire his last boss. And he is now living the life that we all aspire to. So last year, Tim and his wife sold their home and they downscaled. And they now have been traveling South Africa with their 4 children. Which I know Adele always says, that's what we want to do. Oh, I'd love to do that. But I'm stuck at home for at least another 2 years because Tim's escaped the hospitality industry. My son is heading into the hospitality industry and is off to chef school close to home. So 2 more years of home before we can live Tim's dream. Tim has also just started a new workshop or a new course entitled Coaching Dads Working in Hospitality to Find Their True Life Purpose Before 55. So I think there are lots of people who are over 55 who are still looking for their life purpose. So I think you need to change that, Tim. You've got to be more inclusive. Too late, over the hill. You've got to be more inclusive. Come on, I'm over 55. Not that I'm a dad, okay. But we need to be a little more inclusive. Okay, and he's found his passion in sharing his knowledge through a lifestyle of adventure and travel to inspire others to take action to living their true life purpose, which is amazing, Tim. I mean, your pictures and everything you do is just incredible. So we're all aspiring to that. And of course, everything that Tim loves is GL in a package. So let's start by looking at what we're here for tonight. So we're here to introduce you to Gift of Legacy, which is a by invitation gifting program.
Sorry, technically.
Okay, so let's start with the disclaimer. So Tim and I are just here to present to you the information. Neither of us are financial advisors. Neither of us are tax advisors. And everything here is what you may expect. And it's just examples. So we can't guarantee anything. So let's start with the introduction. I think Tim's having all sorts of technical issues this evening, so just bear with us.
I am sorry, I've lost my mouse, so I don't know where I'm clicking at. I move stuff on my screen. Carry on, I'll make it work.
Okay, so Gift of Legacy is a gifting activity which is supported by a unique algorithm that drives a sustainable movement of gifts between individuals globally. It's a new economic paradigm, replacing the outdated traditional structure that no longer serves society. It's time to join together to thrive and not merely survive. So let's talk gifting. Gifting is our absolute passion, so it's really what we want to talk about. So do you believe in the principles of sowing and reaping? Do you believe if you give, you shall receive? Do you enjoy blessing someone that you don't even know? Do you want to take control of your life? Do you enjoy helping others succeed in life? Does any of this resonate with you? So Gift of Legacy is a global gifting activity. There's no limitations of borders. We have members in over 100 countries and growing daily. We're uplifting communities and ourselves. We're creating abundance and encouraging self-development. So let's look at sacred economics. So gifting has been used around the world for centuries, but traces back to the 1960s in modern culture. It's 100% legal and has been off the mainstream system for decades. In Africa, we call it the Ubuntu culture. It's communities helping one another, giving hope, education, and abundance globally, redistributing wealth in the hands of many. To date, more than 44 million US dollars has already been gifted among our Gift of Legacy members, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's decentralized, so there's no company, institution, brokers, or traders. Gift of Legacy is simply an interactive website that manages the movement of boards in our gifting activity. All you need is a computer or smartphone and an internet connection. WhatsApp and Telegram is essential. It's peer-to-peer gifting. Now, people always ask us, what does that mean? So it's person to person. The gifts get gifted directly to you. So there's no third party controlling any money. No tokens are held on a platform. It's 100% risk-free. And it's perpetual. So it's ongoing, non-stop, and passive, occurring repeatedly, sustainably, and frequently, over and over and over for generations to come. Gift of Legacy is more than just a gifting activity. We help each other grow and succeed while supporting each other and uplifting one another. Give from your heart, share the love, guide your team, become the legend, build your legacy. We are a community with the same vision. We want to change lives.
Fantastic.
Now I'm going to hand over to Tim to take you through how Gift of Legacy actually works.
I'm just going to quickly clear my screen. Thank you very much for that. I'm going back onto the presentation. I've got stuff all over my screen. There we go. So thank you, Merle. Yes, you've taken us through what is Gift of Legacy. And by now, if this is your first time seeing the presentation, you'll realize that it is truly something very different. And at this stage, when I first saw this, I remember very clearly as being rather confused. And as I come from an environment of working in online businesses for over 6 years, that's 6 years now, 6.5 years, I guess. I was very skeptical at the beginning as I've lost a lot of money before. So if you've been in a position where you've been scammed, or you know people who have been in online platforms or investments or whatever it may be, and you're a little bit hesitant, that's fully understandable. So watch this through to the end, and I'd then encourage you to even watch another one or one of our other presenters, and we'll talk about that shortly. But for now, let's have a look at the numbers. Let's have a look at how it actually works, and then you can determine if it's worth your while. So during this process, we're going to be following this yellow circle U. And you'll see that we're going to go through what are called 4 boards: $100, $400, $1,600, and $5,000 boards. There's 4 different positions on each board that you move through, and I'm going to describe all of those to you. There's some big numbers on the screen, by all means read them, but I'm not going to read them to you because I want to show you how it's possible for everybody to have a chance to receive that. I've been around for long enough and been promised ridiculous amounts of money if I just do this or just do that. And very rare is it actually possible to ever achieve the number. So I'd rather demonstrate to you what needs to be done, and then you can see that it's only a matter of time, and everybody will have an opportunity by following a set, simple system, which is what we're showing you tonight, for you to also achieve and reach, to receive and be gifted those numbers. So let's get started. There's 2 requirements from everybody who participates. And the first is a $100 once-off, one and only time you'll ever take money out of your pocket, unconditional gift that you will give peer-to-peer to somebody else, from you direct to another person. The second thing you're going to do is share this with other like-minded people. More on that shortly. Peer-to-peer is a critical thing, and it's, from my perspective, what I call a golden nugget. Being that the fact there's no one else controlling the money, goes directly person to person, no fees, no costs, no nothing in between, as Merle said. This makes it extremely powerful. We send money around the world. If you've seen in the chat, you will see there's different people from around the world, and we're in way over 100 countries worldwide now. So we'll teach you how to do this. When I first started gifting, I didn't know how to do this outside of a banking system. That's very expensive. Now, cryptocurrencies, bank, airtime, PayPal, WorldRemit, Revolut, whichever one you choose, we've got training sessions to help you learn what to do and how you can move this. At this point, I will highlight that we work in the US dollar. At this stage, it's still deemed as the main world currency. It is changing, but we're going to stick to dollars at this stage. So the US dollar being that everywhere in the world, most people understand what their local currency is against the dollar. So in South Africa at this stage, I think a dollar is about 1,700 Rand. So if I'm gifting a South African, it's going to be that amount because it's a dollar equivalent. This is what a board looks like. At the bottom there, you'll see that there's a gifter, builder, guide on the left-hand side and the same on the right-hand side. And in the middle, you've got a legend. Everybody starts off as a gifter. You gift the legend in the center, $100 for entry. And as I've said before, this is the one and only time you take money from your own pocket. So when you register on the system, very simple. As Gift of Legacy holds no funds and takes no payments, the registration is purely entering your email address, you're creating a username, password, and then your cell phone number. The reason for the email and the cell phone is so that you, the gifter, can contact the legend and the legend can contact you and speak to each other. So you'll then gift the legend. When you become legend, I'll explain to you how that'll work, you will receive $800. So it's $100 entry and $800 at the finishing of the first board. This is how it works. You'll start and you will gift the legend. So when you've registered, you'll get the contact details of the legend. You'll contact the legend and you'll say, "Hi Merle, my name's Tim. I'm new on your $100 board. I have $100 to gift you. How would you like to receive that?" The legend replies and says, "Wow, Tim, thank you so much. That's absolutely amazing. I see you're in the same country. I see you in South Africa as well. I'm happy to receive it in cryptocurrencies or through normal banks. I'm with F&B." And the legend and the gifter agree, and so the funds move person to person. Amazing stuff. As time goes on, other gifters are also going to join, and I'll explain to you now how they join. And you'll see there's 4 on the left and 4 on the right. In this example, it's come through very simplistically, but it may not be as exact as this. This is an example. The legend's going to have received $800. Now, by this time, this board is complete. All positions are filled with people. The legend is going to move off and be replaced by 2 other people. So this is why it's not a pyramid scheme. You go from the bottom to the top. When you're at the top, you go back to the bottom again, allowing somebody else the chance to receive a gift. So you've moved on. As the board's complete, you are now becoming the builder. The second thing that you're going to do, as I've said, is explain this, show this, well, not explain this, show this, introduce this to 2 other like-minded people. So you're going to bring in your friends A and your friend B. Typically, this would be the person that you would like to work with, that is like-minded than you, that will also follow the system. And we'll explain a little bit more about why that is so important shortly. You're going to find the other builders are going to bring in their 2. A 2 is a minimum. If everybody does that, the system works very effectively. $800 in, the board splits again. That board is complete. 2 new boards are created as the guides now become legends in their own right. You're getting excited now because you're only 1 position away from legend and receiving yourself. You are now a guide. Your role is to assist your 2 people, A and B, to do exactly what you've done. It's a rinse, copy, repeat. It's a very straightforward, simple process. What you've done to bring your 2 friends or family members or your A and B in is what you're going to teach them to do to bring in theirs, C and D, and B would bring in E and F. And as this happens, this is where it starts getting interesting. In this example, you'll see that the left-hand side of the hemisphere is full. The right-hand side, maybe they're working a little bit slower than you are. You're aggressive, you're fast. There's no time limit, no maximum speed, no slow. It doesn't matter. It's entirely what you put in, you can get out. If you're working fast and you've completed it, this board can now split. What that means is that you are going to become a legend in your own right. And you'll notice that your 2 people that you brought in now form as your guides on either side of you. So the whole team can chat to each other. We've got a wonderful online chat system where each board has got communication between each other. So you can motivate, inspire, and help each other grow. So in this case, your guides are going to help their people bring in their two. And this time, all these gifts is going to come directly to you. As soon as you have received all 8 gifts, this board is now complete, and you're going to move from the top back down to the bottom as well as on to the next board. So when you go to the bottom of another $100 board, it could be the one that you just came off. You see, in this example, on the left-hand side, that was where you were originally. But let's say that the board is not being complete. To ensure that there's a continuous movement of boards, and this is where Gift of Legacy becomes unique amongst gifting economies, you will then rejoin that board in what's called a perpetual system. Perpetual, as Merle describes, payment, gifting, ongoing, forever. So you're going to join a new $100 board to help that one move along. This is how it would work. Part of that $800 is not yours. See, we have an economy. An economy requires that there is cash flow, that money moves. As soon as people take away all the money or they stop spending money, you have what's called a recession. And this is pretty much what's happening in the world right now, as people are stopping to spend money as they're running out. So recessions are being created around the world. How do you avoid a recession in your own household? Keep spending money. So what do? $400 of the $800 you've received is held back to give you access to entry to the next board, which is the $400 board. That's going to happen first. Once you've gifted the legend $400, your 100 position is going to open up as a perpetual position, and that could be back onto the original bronze board. If that was filled, you'll go onto another one. This is $100 that you're going to hold back there, leaving you $300 in your pocket. Now, at this point, I understand numbers, I understand business. This is not business, not network marketing, it isn't multi-level marketing, any of those traditional structures. It sits you very uniquely as a gifting economy in its own right. But I understand numbers. $100 in, $300 out. With $100 expense, that gives me a 200% return. That number I liked. And I thought, I'm in. At this point, I didn't personally need to see anything else because I knew if I could work out how to do this and follow the set system as given to me, I don't need to recreate the wheel or manufacture or do anything else or make a system or follow a train or go down a boat or any submarines. I don't need to do anything. I can just follow the system. If I can do $300, I can do 3,000. If I can do 3,000, I can do 30,000. And this is where it gets exciting. Once you've gone through the cycle once, and you are now a legend again on a $100 board, because you're already on the $400, you're keeping $700 in your pocket, as you're only needing to put $100 back in the system. Quite amazing. This time, $700 in your pocket over and over again, as long as the system keeps going. As everybody puts it back in and plays with the correct system and $100 goes in, you will continue to move up to the legend position on a $100 board and continue to receive. You give back and so on and so on. All the other boards work in exactly the same way. It's just the monetary value that changes. $400 gets you onto the second board, and 8 gifts of $400 is $3,200, which is what you'll receive as the legend. How do you move to legend? By new people from $100 boards coming in as a gifter. So if you want to move fast, you're going to help your 2 bring their 2, and their 2 bring their 2. That's called a lineage. They will follow you through the system and push you along faster. There is no time limit. It can take you a week, a month, 6 months. It depends on what you want. What you put in is what you will receive. This is nature of life. If you're happy to just join and do nothing, I will highly recommend perhaps that you go and stay in your job, or just it might not be for you. There is a requirement to everybody to participate. Then everybody gains. It's not only about you, it's about the community as well. This is what the numbers look like, which gets very exciting. $3,200 you're gifted, and as it's an economy, some of that's yours, some of it you're putting back in and gifting on to another person. And this could be somebody anywhere in the world that you don't even know. So you'll gift $1,600 to get onto the next board, the gold board, as a gifter, and $400 for the perpetual position on another silver board, leaving you with $1,200 in your pocket. Now this starts to make a bit of a difference, but let's see what happens on the perpetual cycle. If you maintain the system, follow it on, You will then receive $2,800 as you finish each perpetual cycle on your second $400 board, over and over again. Now the numbers start getting really excited. $1,600 gets you entry. $12,800 is what you will have received as a gift, or as 8 gifts by the end. Now the numbers start getting very powerful. At this point, we start calling this gift of legacy insomnia. Now before this, before gift of legacy, you were lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, panicking about your bills. How are you going to afford the holiday? How are you going to afford the school university fees? Merle was wondering, how do I pay for my son to go to a chef school? That's not a cheap thing to do. Now what you're doing is lying awake at night going, wow, how am I going to spend all of this money? What an amazing position to be in. It's a very different feeling, mindset, and energy that you have. From the $12,800 you've just been gifted, $5,000 of that you're going to hold back to get onto the platinum board. $1,600 you're going to hold back to get onto a perpetual gold board, leaving you with $6,200 in your pocket. So if you're making notes and you have some questions, cross them all out. There's only one question that you need to ask. And the question is, what do I need to do in the next 4 months to receive $6,200 by Christmas? That is the one and only question. What do I need to do in the next 4 months to receive $6,200 by Christmas? If you could follow a set system that we will teach you how to follow, how would your life change by December? What difference would it make to you? This is your why, your reason, which is fundamentally the most important factor within building a gift of legacy community or economy. $11,200 is what you receive every time you go through the cycle of a perpetual position on the $1,600 board. This is life-changing. This is, however, even more than life-changing. Now, this is overseas time to go traveling a little bit change. $5,000 give you entry. 8 by 5,000 is $40,000. But being the last board and you've completed the round, you're only holding back $5,000 to get onto the perpetual position. $35,000 is in your pocket. That is without question life-changing. Is it worth your while? Now, I can't tell you, but there's a reason why Merle and I are here, as we know it very well is. The perpetual cycle on these boards is the same amount as you're only putting back $5,000 over and over again. Take a screenshot of this. This is a summary of the perpetual positions and how much you're going to have. What you will receive. What I'd encourage you to do is print this. Stick it on your fridge. Tomorrow morning, when you're opening the fridge to pull out the milk to make your cup of coffee or your breakfast, look at those numbers and determine whether you want to do this or not. And if you think it's not worthwhile, that's fine. You can take it, crumple it up, throw it away, go back to your job, find your boss, walk up to your boss, give your boss a big hug and say, boss man or lady, boss, yesterday I had the chance of financial freedom in my own life. I chose you instead. It's your choice. We know it's possible. We've seen it. We're experiencing it. We know multiple people who've done it. It's up to you whether you will do this or not. So here's a summary of those numbers I spoke. Can you do this? I don't know. Is it possible? Without question. You see, I know the gift of legacy works. I'm just not sure if you will work the system as we're showing you or not. It's your choice. But if you're looking for something different, on the side of what you're doing now, not to replace your income, replace your job when you've got 7 income streams. That's the key thing. This could be your cash flow to your future freedom. I'm now going to hand you back over to Merle. I'm going to take a deep breath and I'll catch up with you shortly.
Thanks so much, Tim. I hope you're also excited because I am. And that feeling of receiving a gift or gifting someone even is absolutely amazing. One of my new people confirmed his first gifter on his board today as a legend. And I know how excited he is. So we all want to be in that position. So what do we have to do? What is the activity guidelines? As Tim said, we need $100 and we gift the legend on the board that you register on. You're going to invite 2 like-minded, like-hearted people to journey with you and then help your 2 invitees to do the same. And that is key. Help your people to do what you have done, because you can't just invite people and leave them, because if you do that, you're going to get stuck. You want to be there by Christmas and you want to finish a goal board by Christmas, help your people. Now, perpetual, once you've completed your first cycle, you're going to be auto-joined to enter your higher board first. So when you finish bronze, you're going to be auto-joined to silver. That is where the key is to keep your $400. Don't spend it. Don't join third-party programs where you don't have the funds to go and you have to go to the legend and say, please remove me. Because when you're legend, you don't want somebody coming onto your board and saying, I don't have the funds to give to you. It's very disappointing for the legend. You want this to be a joyous activity, and that is how to bring the joy in. Have your funds ready. Once you've been confirmed as a gifter, you'll be auto-joined to the board at the same value you just completed. So if you're going onto the 400 board, as soon as you have gifted and you've been confirmed, you'll go back onto your bronze board and you'll gift again there. This is now your perpetual position. But you could be on a board with people who are brand new. So they're not separate boards. The boards all merge into one. Gift the legend within 24 hours of joining a new board. That's something we really want to do. And then the perpetual positions ensure the integrity and sustainability of GL. It's important you can't advance from the bronze board without inviting your 2 confirmed gifters. So if you get to legend on the bronze board, you will get all 8 gifts, but if you haven't invited 2 people, you can't move on to silver. Nobody wants to be in that position. And it's because of that we're not a pyramid or a Ponzi, because you can still get your money out, but you can't carry on. So what makes Gift of Legacy unique? It's user-friendly. You're going to have a unique personal profile, which is informative, it's easy to use, and everything you need to succeed will be at your fingertips. It's a fail-safe system. The board splitting assists in leaving nobody behind. Like Tim showed you, if your board splits and you finish faster, you're going to come back onto the other side to help complete it. So our innovative algorithm is groundbreaking. So it takes care of new participants while rewarding the existing participants. And then cross-pollination. If your inviters board is full, you will connect with a global GL gifting pool and join up with your inviter on your next round, or on the next board. So maybe you won't be on the same board for silver, but you're going to join your inviter on gold. Our global community. So our community comprises of people from different countries and cultures with various methods of communication. And of course, you're not limited to 2 invitees. Each profile has to have the minimum of 2 invitees in order to be able to progress through the boards, but there's no limit. So the more people you invite and support, the faster you're going to move. And a community support team, so available at giftoflegacy.com. I'm part of the support team, so when you need help and you're asking for help, I've been one of the people that would help you. Although I'm not available at the giftoflegacy.com. You'll find Adele and I on the Telegram groups. Okay, so at the top of your personal info, there's a support button. We recommend, though, that you look at the Academy for everything you need to know about GL. And then Chris has got a document that's coming out, and he had one that came out today. So if you're part of Gift of Legacy and you haven't seen Chris's contribution to the community, which is absolutely fabulous, that came out today, you must look at it, because there are links to absolutely everything. So everything that's on YouTube, there's now a click on button and you can find exactly what you're looking for to share with somebody, and you can download it so you can access it really easily. So we've got fast tracks and board splitting. So GL has multiple strategies to assist you to move ahead faster should you wish to, and they're in-depth explanations and training videos. You can't, of course, fast track until you have your 2 invitees, but that means you can move faster. So 400 silver, no extra people other than your first 2 invitees. So silver is going to open up to you. So as soon as you have got your 2, so you could still be a gifter and have invited 2 people and you have the funds, you don't need to wait to receive, you can choose to go onto your silver board. Or you can be a builder or a guide, or you can be in any position, or it could just be that you're a legend on your bronze board and you've had your first 4 gifts. You can then choose to move onto your silver because it's unlocked for you. Once you are confirmed on silver, you can, if you have the $1,600, you can join gold. You don't need any extra people. It's only your 2 invitees. And then for those in the rest of the world, for us in South Africa, having $5,000 floating around is perhaps not as likely as people in other countries, but some people do. And if you go to the testimony group and you have a look at Shireen and you see her receiving her first, or getting a call to say that she's getting her first $5,000 gift. Last week, it was posted on our testimony group. She chose to fast track. And so she's receiving now on her $5,000 board. And all you need is your 2 people and to have been confirmed on every board leading up to your platinum board. Right, so there are a couple of important things. We don't promote on social media. We don't want the wrong kind of people to join us. There's no cross-recruiting of GL members to join other programs. So we operate with integrity and credibility. So don't go onto the board chats and tell people about something else you want them to join. No filling spaces. So all your invitees need to duplicate the system so that the boards maintain momentum. So don't add your chicken or your parrot or your cat or your dog, because if you do, you add your cat, you need 2 cats to support them. So be the messenger and not the message. Don't try and explain GL at first. So invite people to Zooms to allow our presenters to explain the system for you. So tell your people, I found something that's so exciting, I think that you will be interested. Can I invite you to join the Zoom call with me? Or we're having our get-togethers on Saturday. Bring them along. You've got 2 arms, 1 person on each arm. Make sure you come along with at least 2 people. So attend regular live presentations and watch the recordings. The same message with different presenters and different angles. So perhaps you don't like the way Tim and I explain it, but maybe you like Candace and you wait till she's on with perhaps Melissa or whoever it might be. Okay, so we have a whole lot of different presenters. So choose the presenters that you like. And then there's extensive training. So trained always beats untrained. So make sure that you go through the training. And again, that there's lots of training on YouTube, and we have training on a Wednesday. So participate in your own rescue. So it's important to understand that there are no guarantees. The success and failure of any participant will depend on your willingness to participate and follow the guidelines of Gifted Legacy. And then it remains within the participant's responsibility to ensure compliance with the tax laws in your country. So we can't tell you what the laws are because every country has different tax laws, but there are tax laws around gifting, and in South Africa, gifting is 100% legal. So Gifted Legacy operates without third-party affiliations, ownerships, or partnerships. If you join in Gifted Legacy via a third party or part of a package, you do so at your own risk. Gifted Legacy is 100% peer-to-peer, and no funds ever get paid to a platform. Gifts are always given to Gifted Legacy participants and only gifted to the legend when landing on their board. And that's why it's so important that when you land on a board, you open that information block if you're the gifter, you message that legend and make sure that that is the person that you're gifting and it's not somebody else. We don't want anybody to be scammed. Right, and this is really important. So we have an amazing initiative called the Love Heart Positions. So Gifted Legacy participants who successfully invited their 2 like-hearted invitees can sponsor a cause close to their hearts. So your church, caregivers, soup kitchens, animal welfare organizations, orphanages, rehabilitation centers, domestic or gardeners, medical care for somebody. It could be somebody you know who you know is always battling, but you know that if you bring them in, they're not going to find their 2. So rather sponsoring them in as a space filler, buy them a Love Heart position. It'll cost you the same. You will pay for them, but you won't need to find 2 invitees for them. So those Love Heart positions are going to go in with the GGM movement. And we've given you the link there. And you can find the link on your board as well. And along with that, with the GGM movement, you can donate to GGM because GGM funds all the changes on our site. So if you go to donate, when you're on your page, you can go to Love Heart or you can go to donate to Gifted Legacy or the Graciously Givers movement. And please all donate. If we all donated just $1, it would go so far to pay for all the changes that we've just had. And I'm sure you're all seeing, those people who've been, that there changes almost every week. Sorry, Tim.
No problem.
Right. So our main English global Zooms. So our main Zooms are in English and they're at 8 p.m. South African time. So Monday, there's Motivation Monday. Tuesday, the presentation like Tim and I are doing tonight. Wednesday, orientation workshops. Tomorrow is part 5 of your first year in the gifting economy. Thursday, there's a presentation. And Friday, we unpack GL, their various topics. So it could be questions and answers. Once a month, we give all the statistics. So Candace gave us the statistics last Friday, where Tim and I did the questions and answers. And that's when we get all the exciting news. How many people have joined? How much money has changed hands? So in other words, being gifted between members. Then we have Afrikaans Zooms. So they're on Tuesday and Thursday, Tuesday morning, Thursday evening. Zulu Zoom on a Thursday evening. They're busy putting a new presentation together. So we'll let you know when that starts again. Then Asia Pacific has Zooms on a Wednesday and Thursday. Spanish Zooms on the weekdays at 9 p.m. German on Mondays at 9 p.m. Finnish, Italian, Portuguese, and French, and there are many more coming. So if you go onto the groups or ask to be added to the groups that link to your country, we have 3 official Telegram groups, and there are only 3 official groups. Any other groups are not official. So there's the Gift of Legacy official community, the official info only, and the Gift of Legacy testimonials. And go to the testimonials. That's where you will see the most amazing stories. Go and watch Shireen getting the call. Luckily, she was on a Zoom, so she recorded it. You all have to watch that. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. If you'd like to know more, and you're brand new, go back to the person who invited you. And if you're wanting to join, they will give you a referral link and they'll talk you through registering. What next? Okay, if you decided to join, training beats untrained, keep in the loop with our live meetings, and then subscribe for free to our YouTube channel. Because if you can't make 8 o'clock, and we know some people can't, then you can always watch the next day. And you'll get alerts for all the live presentations. And then share this with as many people as possible. Get them to join our presentations and we'll do the rest for you.
Amazing. Training is such an important aspect. I've been around, Merle, for so many years in different platforms. I started network marketing over 15 years ago. And what I learned very quickly was the people who progress are the ones who attend the Zooms, the ones who attend the trainings, and the one who develop their minds and grow. The people that don't move forward are the ones who never attend. It was as simple as that. It's cut and dry.
Absolutely.
Even if you look now, the people receiving, like Shireen is an example, as you've used her as a description. She's on the Zooms. She's attending the training. She's part of the training programs. She's part of the community. She's receiving. Multiple people who aren't moving on and aren't receiving. They're not learning. They're not growing. In this industry, it's different from anything that you did before. I was in hospitality. If I just took the knowledge I had from hospitality and applied it here, there's no way I would be anywhere. I needed new and additional skills, and that's where the training comes in that you've spoken about. So that's important. Thank you very much. That was absolutely brilliant. And we've got plenty of time now for some Q&A. So let's stop the sharing. If I can.
Just one of the first things there, people, Rebecca's saying that there's a volume issue. I have the volume is perfect on my side.
Oh, so volume.
I said just adjust volume because I'm hearing everything perfectly. And she said, no, she has it on full volume. But I don't know if somebody else also said they had a problem. No, that's it. Nobody else has said
Sometimes it's a network connection issue.
Yeah.
Maybe if you've got your camera on, turn it off. Your bandwidth is not big enough or something along those lines. That's what I've been told. So anyway.
Well, there are a whole lot of people saying it's perfect, including Chris. So I think I can hear it perfectly. Okay. So what questions do we have? We can stop discussing volume and answer some questions.
Yes, if you would like to raise your hand, you're welcome to, and then ask your question in person. It's not required, but if you'd like to, that's fantastic. And then I would request one question per person. Otherwise, you can put a type of question in the chat box there. But if there aren't any questions, it means that Merle and I have done just a fantastic job, as we've knocked all the questions out of the park. So while we're waiting for that, what is happening on Saturday around the world? This is what's exciting. We're a
And who
worldwide.
is attending?
Who's
Who's
attending?
going to be there?
Wow.
Tim and I will be there. Chris will be there.
Many, many people I know.
And I'm sure I saw Jenny on earlier. I know Jenny will be there. There's one happening at Jenny's.
Chris is getting all excited. There we go. So around the world, we're doing a gift of legacy. What is it called? Rendezvous parties. Getting together. And this is such an important thing in communities. We've spent too much time talking to each other over computers, and everybody seems to be that big. It just doesn't quite work. So, Laurice, I see you got your hand up. You're welcome. So I'll come to you now. So we're all getting together, starting at different times around the world. Look at the Telegram groups for where there are parties. If you want to host one, you're welcome to put your information forward and put one together. If you're on your own, if you're still building a community, there's not many of you. I'm going to say something really exciting. I was chatting to Chris about it earlier on. What we're doing in Cape Town at 2 p.m. South African time, we're going live. There's going to be a poster put out. So we're going to go live on this channel, on YouTube, on Zoom from 2 o'clock. We're going to be starting off with the Gift of Legacy song. We've got some fantastic dancers. A routine is being created for this. It's never going to be seen before. First time it's ever going to go, and we're going to go live at 2 p.m. South Africa, that everybody around the world, if you're busy with a party, get it on your screens, watch it. If you're not able to join a community or a party, stay online, as we're going to keep the channel open. We're going to show our live presentation is what we're doing at the beginning. I'm going to do a little bit of a training and some matter of perspectives and some thoughts around Gift of Legacy and what you can do within your own home to really boost it forward. And then we're going to just keep that open so anybody around the world can then share their screen and share with everybody else the party that's actually happening and what's going on in your space. That's going to be recorded and be put on live. So if you can't get to an event, you can see the recordings, or if you're on your own and there's just maybe 2 or 3 of you coming to your place and you're doing your own little watch party, you can be part of the whole community in the experience. That's what we're going to be doing to make it extra special. Going to be exciting. Right, so we've got a hand up. Is it Laurice? You should be able to unmute yourself.
Yes, it's Laurice, pronounced correctly. Hi, good evening, Tim. Good evening, Merle. How's it, Chris? I am new, I am in. And forgive me for asking, I did watch the training, but it's a little bit over my head. It hasn't just sunk in yet. So I really want a quick question. When you join your perpetual board, when you've become a legend and you go onto the perpetual board and you become a gifter again, would I be correct in saying you then again gift the legend on that perpetual board?
100%.
Am I? Okay,
100%
thank
correct.
you. All right. Then my other question to you, yes, we've got the auto option to
Fast track.
continue.
Ooh, I've got a bad signal here. I'm not sure. We seem to be losing you.
I think it's Laurice. She's freezing.
Thank you, Fast Track. I'm curious to know if there's going to be built. Okay, can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, we can.
Sorry, apologies. Forgive me for this question. It's just my brain, my mind working. Would there be an option built into the system where auto advanced, if you select that, but that your whatever you want to, the value that you want to auto advance to is automatically kept in the system? Or is that just not?
Okay.
No, all funds are peer-to-peer gifted.
Okay.
So no funds
Not
are kept on a platform or in the
because
system. So you only choose to
Has to
auto
be
advance when you have the funds.
in this correct.
I think it's one of the big pluses with Gift of Legacy is that the money moves peer to peer, and you're not relying on somebody else holding your money and not running away with it. Yeah, sorry, I think Luis, thanks. Your lovely questions. Your mic is we keep losing you. So for those who didn't quite understand the question was, if we're auto joined onto the next board by the system, can the system not auto gift as well? Well, the fact that Gift of Legacy doesn't hold any funds, as Merle said, means that it can't do that. And that's a critical plus point, is that it moves peer to peer. So everybody just needs to learn and understand to budget. And that's also where the fast track comes in as a bonus, that as soon as you've received your first 4 gifts, fast track yourself onto the next board and gift the legend immediately. Then you won't have to worry about, oh, the bills came, life happened, the dog got sick, the parrot ate the cat, or whatever nonsense comes up in your life, that you can just gift on straight away. And I just wanted to do one correction on what you said there. You mentioned in your first question about a perpetual board. It's a perpetual position. There's no such thing as a perpetual board, because each board has got new members who are on that board for the very first time, be it a first 400, a burst 100, 400, whichever, and also people who are going around for a perpetual cycle. So you might be a perpetual position, having been through a board already, and other people on there might be there for the first time. So there's never a perpetual board. It's a system, and that again what makes it unique, that it keeps it flowing, as people who are going around for the second, third, fourth, fifth time will go back to a board, sometimes even an old board that has not been very active, to give that one momentum and move it forward as well. So thank you very much for your questions, stunning ones. All right, who else we got here? We've got Rebecca volunteering to hold a gathering in Southern California. Fantastic. So anybody else in Southern California? And Saturday is not only for people already part of the community of GL. As Merle said, you got 2 arms, 2 hands. Grab 2 people, take them along. Tell them you're going to buy them a cup of coffee, a beer, a glass of wine, whatever's being offered at your event. It's all different all over the world. Take them along. Don't tell them what's about. Doesn't matter anyway. Get there and let the community and the people, and let them see it for themselves. I think that's the key thing.
Christopher has his hand up, Tim.
Great.
I don't know where he is.
Christopher, you can unmute yourself.
Good evening. How are you?
Fantastic, man. Nice to see you on here. How can we help you? What's your question?
All right. My question is this. I have a member who's on a bronze board. He's a legend. He had a builder removed from his board. And there's a gifter now on that board. And the person that put the gifter on wants us to confirm the gifter so that he can move over to the builder position. Now, for me, this is the first time I'm hearing this. How can you confirm a gifter and automatically jumps to a builder position that's been a builder that was removed from that position without him paying? Is that correct, Chris? Correct me? Has that happened before? She said she's done it before.
Okay, Christopher, he needs to gift. He will move up to the builder position, but he needs to gift. Nobody gets free ride.
Yeah, there's no free ride. So when she said no, she did it before, there's a loophole in the system. I said, no, not going to work with me. I'm not going to allow that. It's my downline. I'm not going to allow that. Unless he gives the position first.
So there might be 2 things. There might be somebody taking a chance here, because if a person who is inactive, who's a builder, and they've removed themselves because they no longer want to be part of the community, that leaves a wonderful position or opportunity for the first gifter to come in, to move into that spot nice and fast.
Yeah.
So it could be the person's taking a chance to get there fast, or it could be just purely their understanding and they're misunderstanding what's happening. Okay. So this is actually an opportunity for this legend to receive $100 like anybody else would. So we can't say they maybe don't understand. I would start from there before assuming they're trying to take advantage. But exactly right. No free rides. Of course not. The legend there says, but if you jump up without gifting me, I'm only going to receive $700. That's not the system. Just follow the system.
Correct. That was my words to her. I'm not doing anything extra. I'm following the system like we did from the beginning to the end.
That's
Thank you.
100% right.
If there are
Thank
people
you.
missing, it's a bonus for that legend. The legend will receive extra gifts.
Absolutely. That's how I understand it. The person leaves, that's his bad luck or her bad luck.
That was
Okay.
how it was
Legend is
explained in the
from-
training. So you can actually go back to where it was explained. And when Chris and Candace and Melissa were explaining it, they explained that the legend will actually receive extra. So you can go back to that call and you'll see it. You can share that then with the person who's wanting you to confirm the person.
Okay. Thank you.
I think actually that's a thank you for the question, Christopher. I think that's a very good point, what you're talking about, Merle, is when you receive a question from somebody like that and you know there's a training session or there's been a presentation on that specific topic, instead of being the person who seems to be the magic and knows it all, just say, did you see the recording or did you watch that presentation or that training? If they say no, send them the link or show them where to get it. Introduce them to the academy where they can get the information themselves, to educate themselves. If Merle's got the information and I've got the information and Christopher's got it, that means it's available to the entire community. There's not one person here who knows more than the others. Merle knows a lot. She's involved continuously, but the information that she has is accessible to even the brand new gifter that has just joined. Sometimes we need to just feed them and lead them in the right direction to get the information themselves, so that when they're in a position of legend and somebody's asking them a question, they know where the answers can be gathered, and they can send those people to that correct place. So I'd definitely say using the recordings, using the system as it is, then you don't need to spend time to explain things, and then the other person starts arguing with you and, oh, but what this and what that, and you say, well, hold on a second, here's the information. You go and listen, exactly the same as I've got, that's available for you. I think that's a very important aspect for anybody in this community. So that's why we also say you do not need to share the full message. Just send the people to the place where they can get the information from. And if they then want to question and argue, say, well, listen, on a Friday, they do Q&As. On Tuesday, Tim will join the Zoom, listen in, and if they don't cover it, ask them. But you don't need to, and then it just avoids any time wasting, confusion, etc. All right, how we got? We got time. We got time for one more question. Who's up? No one. My goodness, we're doing a good job, Mel.
There's nothing in the chat, so
Nothing on YouTube. I'm not watching YouTube. I don't know if anybody is.
I haven't got YouTube open tonight. I normally do, but I don't tonight.
Well, tomorrow there's some critical training. I think it's lesson number 5 in your first year in the gifting community. Is that correct? That's powerful
Yes,
stuff
it
that
is.
Chris and Candace have done, and that comes from the full array of training that they've put together for all of us, and it's all done for us. So join in that. Then on Thursday, we've got other presenters coming. Friday, we've got, I'm not sure who's actually talking on this Friday. We've got some more perspectives. It's all important information. Remain connected, remain active. Join in with one of the parties. If you can't get there live in person, and you can't make a plan to be there, join online. We'll see you all online on Saturday. And more detail about that will come out during this week in the post, and share it with people, get some people, let's meet alive. And I think we're done for this evening. I'll say, Will, thank you very much. Been a privilege and honor sharing with you. And thank you for all your support work you're doing in the community behind the scenes as well.
Thanks, Tim. And thanks, Chris, for your document. So that's actually where you'll find all that information. Chris's document that came out today, all the links are there, and they are all categorized now. So they're so easy to find. So you want to share anything with anyone? Go there. Okay.
Wonderful. Well, it's still winter in South Africa. It's cold in Cape Town. So I'm going to say stay warm, stay healthy, and let's get wealthy. Good night.
Night, everyone.